So is manifestation really a scam? I wanted to hop on here today and react to a video that I saw a few days ago in regards to another content creator on YouTube talking about how manifestation is a scam and how she followed one of the other content creators and how the results just weren't what she thought they were going to be, as well as the results for a lot of us content creators around manifesting isn't what a lot of people think it is. But I kind of wanted to give my commentary on this video and to debunk this myth that manifestation is a scam.
Hello and Happy New Year! I'm wearing my New Year's Eve outfit for you today because it's almost that time, New Year's resolution time, and everybody looks back on the year and looks at their goals and what they achieved and what they didn't achieve. And if you didn't achieve what you wanted, you might be vulnerable to a manifestation guru. So first of all, if you're here for the first time, my name is Bethany. I'm an opera singer, a makeup artist, and a person who has fallen for a lot of scams in her life. I was a former MLM member, and I have taken some manifestation courses and read a ton of books about manifestation. And if you haven't seen my first video on manifestation, it was my first YouTube channel video. My first video where I wasn't just uploading my performances for friends and family and to submit for auditions and things like that. Like actually creating content for you people. And I just want to say thank you so much. So many people in the past couple of weeks have left really kind comments, and I've gotten a few new subscribers. And I'm just so excited that you guys are here and you're listening to me ramble and speak out about what I think is the next new big scam. So with that being said, if you want more content like this, stick around. I have been inspired to keep creating content by your wonderful comments, and I definitely want to talk more about manifestation, life coaching, wellness coaching, the new grifts that are going around on Instagram and TikTok. And more about my experience in an MLM, because unfortunately, even in the year of our Lady Beyonce 2024, MLMs are still happening. There are new ones popping up somehow, and the old ones are rebranding and trying to trick a whole new generation of people. So if you don't know what an MLM is, it stands for multi-level marketing, and you can give that a Google. But in this video, we're going to talk about manifestation, and in particular, how no manifestation teacher has ever manifested anything. So even though you'll see in the title that I'm talking about manifestation,
No manifestation teacher has ever manifested anything. I think that's a stretch. I think that's beyond a stretch. I definitely don't think that that is true at all. I think that is one of the most inaccurate statements I've ever heard from someone talking about this content. We are all literally constantly manifesting things in our lives. As many of you know that follow this stuff religiously, we manifest even when we're not consciously trying to manifest, because our current manifestations are a result of whatever our past thoughts, feelings, and beliefs were. So we're experiencing that right now currently in the 3D. Until we start to consciously control to be able to manifest things intentionally, that's what we're really trying to do. But for her to say that manifestation teachers have never manifested anything, that's just simply erroneous thinking, and I totally disagree.
babe, I am not really singling her out as a person. An important distinction is that I'm not singling out or attacking. I don't like to use the word attack, but I'm not trying to come at the person, Catherine Zenkina. I am tearing apart the lies, the manipulations, and the stories of Manifestation Babe, the brand, which are two completely different things. And, you know, maybe she likes to think that she and her brand are one and the same. And I think that one of her strengths is being very good at creating a parasocial relationship with people. And I think that's why she's been so successful. But she hasn't manifested anything. And everything I say in this video, I'm sure could be true of every manifestation guru, teacher, coach out there. I'm only focusing on Manifestation Babe because I took her courses and I know her story so well. I don't know deeply the stories of Amanda Francis or Jen Sincero or Gabrielle Bernstein, some of these others who I've read their books because I went through a phase where I read all of their books. But I really know Catherine's story really well, or Manifestation Babe's story. And this is not about her as a person. I don't know her as a person. It's about what she represents and what she is selling. And what she is selling is, in my opinion, based on a lot of twisting the truth and basically saying her life is a result of manifestation when I'm about to show you it's not. So let's start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start. Catherine Zenkina started Manifestation Babe when she was in her early 20s. Her story is everywhere. You don't have to take the course to know it. She and her boyfriend at the time went to a Tony Robbins event. Now, this is the first red flag because Tony Robbins is like the OG grifter. He's like the one who started this whole life coaching, build a business out of nothing nonsense that we all have to deal with now. And one of his main things is encouraging people to, I'm sorry, I keep messing with my hair. I'm sorry. I can't stop. I'm going to try to stop. One of his things that he does is he encourages people to start their own business, and he will say, you are an expert in whatever it is that you've lived through, whatever it is that you're passionate about, and you can teach other people those things and start a business. And he emotionally manipulates people at his conferences. They cost a lot of money to attend. There are big emotional moments, and the schedule is such that
How does Tony Robbins emotionally manipulate people? That is what I don't understand. Because he has a conference and he tells people to get hyped, to be encouraged about their lives, to be encouraged about their dreams, to build something better. Because a lot of people that build businesses, they build businesses from scratch. So I don't understand the point of her saying he teaches people to build businesses from scratch. I mean, that's pretty much what everybody does, is they build something from nothing and they turn it into something beautiful, something miraculous. So I don't understand calling him a grifter. So many people in this world want to be influenced. They want someone to influence. They want someone to help them feel good. They need the guidance potentially to help find their passion, or whatever the case may be. So I totally disagree with everything she said so far.
Are sleep deprived on purpose, so you're more vulnerable to manipulation. And when Catherine was at one of these Tony Robbins events, she really felt strongly that
Sleep deprived, so you're more prone to manipulation? I really don't understand that. I mean, right now, so far, this sounds like more of an agenda that is trying to be pushed than anything. More sleep deprived so that you can fall victim to being manipulated. How is that? So let me ask you this. When you get off work from working a 8-hour shift, right? And then you go to a concert a couple hours after that, or you go to maybe a sporting event, a basketball game or a football game, are you not sleep deprived? I'm pretty sure you're probably tired after working either half a day or a full day, and then you go to these events. So what, these events are trying to manipulate you as well? That literally makes no sense to me. So far, this just sounds like someone who had a bad experience with something and now is trying to paint a picture as the whole entire experience is going to be bad for everybody that does it.
She should drop out of medical school and move to LA and start Manifestation Babe. She had read The Secret in her teens, and her friend had told her, this is how my grandfather doesn't work for money, but money works for him. Like, this is the secret to everything. The Secret was incredibly popular and tons of people read it, and yet we don't have a ton of new millionaires from the time that book came out. In fact, the wealth gap between the ultra wealthy and the rest of us has gotten even wider because of, powerful people have the power to manipulate the systems to keep more power and money in their own hands. And if The Secret worked, we would not have the massive wage stagnation that we've had since that book came out. But
So let me address this point. This is something that I've said in my past videos talking about this. You must look at things from a majority versus minority standpoint. Majority of people in the world are going to get the same results, the same outcome, while a minority of people are going to be the ones that get the big results that most people want to get. The reason that there are not a bunch of millionaires running around after people read The Secret is because this law of attraction, law of assumption stuff, it's not going to work as fast for most people as they think it's going to work. It's going to take most people a long time in order to consciously try to manifest their dream desired life. It's not going to happen overnight the way some of these other coaches are trying to teach and preach that it will happen for you. Can it happen for some? As I said, yes, it will happen for the minority that way. But the majority of people, it's going to take them a lot of time, most likely, in order to build a successful business or in order to become a millionaire or whatever it is that they're trying to seek. Even relationships, it's going to take a lot of people, a lot of time, most of them, to be able to find that right partner or to get a specific person back. It's just simply going to take time. And also what I've alluded to in my past videos is that people are never consistent. What you have to understand with this manifestation stuff is people are not consistent with whatever routine they come up with. A lot of people really need to have their hands held and need someone to hold them accountable so that they continue down the path of consciously trying to manifest, because manifestation works whether we consciously try to do it or not. What most people are doing right now with this manifestation stuff is we realize, oh, we have control and we can control our reality. So what we're trying to do now is we're trying to consciously manifest our reality, because we realized before we were unconsciously manifesting bad relationship after bad relationship, not having money time and time again, and all of the above. So being that people are not constantly disciplined with their routine of consciously trying to manifest their reality, this is why people read books like The Secret or read Neville Goddard books, Law of Assumption, and it takes them a long time, or we still have a bunch of people around here not getting anywhere. Simple facts are many people lack discipline. They lack the mental discipline to get up every day and to consciously meditate and to consciously do breath work or to consciously visualize living in the inn or to consciously do anything, to forgive themselves or to eat right or whatever the case may be. See, what happens is people watch movies like The Secret or they read the book or they read Neville Goddard and they get excited for a day or a couple of days or a week or a couple of weeks. They think, yeah, I'm really gonna do this, and they set goals and they set intentions. But it's no different than New Year's Eve. When people set New Year's Eve resolutions, what happens? After that first 30 days, most people that set New Year's resolutions, they fall off because we are creatures of habits. We lack discipline to continue and to keep something going that we want to start new, especially when we start something new. The last 15, 20, 30 years, however old you are, 40 years, we've developed a habit. So it's extremely hard to start a new habit and to say, I'm going to stay disciplined doing this thing. And so naturally what happens is most people start, but most people don't finish because creatures of habit.
that's neither here nor there. So I point this out because things like The Secret and Tony Robbins, these are already grifters. Like her whole foundation is built on lies, is built on people who use manipulation tactics to make themselves wealthy at the expense of others, and she's followed in their footsteps. So what she does after this Tony Robbins event, she breaks up with her boyfriend of 6 years. That was part of the thing she felt like she had to do. And she drops out of medical school and moves to LA. And this is the time she likes to frame as the lowest time in her life, when she was sleeping on her grandmother's couch, living in LA. And that is a pretty privileged low, because first of all, it's not like you got kicked out of school. You weren't falsely accused of plagiarism. You didn't develop some strange illness where you couldn't go to class anymore. Like, you were not struck by tragedy. You chose to drop out of school. You chose to move to one of the most expensive cities in the United States, and you were given free housing by a relative who provided for all your basic needs. I'm assuming her grandmother didn't charge her rent to sleep on the couch.
Everybody's low is different. This world is filled with, what, 7, 8 billion people? Just because that's not low to her does not mean it wasn't low to another person. Because I assure you, for many people, if they dropped out of school and told their parents that they wanted to chase a dream or chase a goal or whatever the case may be, and they didn't have a place to stay, and they were sleeping on their parents' couch or their grandparents' couch or a friend's couch or a relative, a cousin or aunt or whoever, I'm pretty sure that would feel like a low place to a lot of people. You don't have to be poor or homeless living on the street in order for a situation to be low. So for this young woman to think that and to categorize her as not being in a low situation, again, is erroneous to me, because you don't know the type of fear and anxiety she had from just dropping out of medical school, because that's a pretty big deal. Dropping out of college, period, is a big deal to a lot of people, let alone dropping out of college and having to go home and lay on your parents' couch or lay on a relative's couch. So understand and remember, just because a low moment isn't considered low to you, you don't think that's low, doesn't mean it's low to somebody else. You might look at it as privileged and think that, oh yeah, this person still had somebody else paying their bills, or they're still, but mentally you don't know what that does to another person having to go that route. So never judge a book by its cover in that way.
And when you're 21, you can sleep on a couch. Like, that's fine. Your body is made of rubber. Like, for most of us, obviously some people have chronic illnesses or disabilities or something, but in general, I'm talking about generally 21-year-olds are pretty flexible, and that's a pretty sweet gig. If I had, I moved to Chicago after undergrad, and I got a very low paying job. I was getting paid 25 grand a year, and I had a few other roommates, and I had a room with a bed, and it was a pretty okay apartment in a pretty decent neighborhood. And that was my life. But if I had been able to sleep on a couch for free, I would have taken that. And then I would have, had more money to not spend on rent. And especially to have the support of a family member taking care of you, like, that's a pretty sweet gig. So her lowest point in life is what so many people would kill for, to have that kind of support and to have free housing in an expensive city. She talks about being $25,000 in debt, but it's student loan debt. And I'm like, again, you're a millennial. So I think Catherine is in her early 30s now, so she's a millennial. And only having $25,000 of student loan debt is amazing. Most millennials would wish for that. I know plenty of people with multiple six figures of student loan debt. So it's below the average, which I believe is somewhere in the 30,000s. So again,
listen, debt is debt. I don't care how much debt it is. You could be 5, 10, 20, 50, 100. Debt is debt. Most people don't want to be in debt. For her to downplay $25,000 worth of debt, that's wild to me, because that's still a lot of money. There are people out here in the world who have anxiety over being 15 grand in debt, 10 grand in debt, let alone 25,000. Again, just because you think 25,000 isn't a lot of debt, you can't sit there and throw that assumption on somebody else and say, oh, they shouldn't feel that way because 25,000 in debt isn't nothing. I have friends that are multiple six figures in debt. Debt is debt. I don't care how much it is. If you owe somebody, you don't like that feeling. Again, totally disagree with her, and I have no idea what she is talking about right now.
This is not a rags to riches story. This is an already pretty well off to riches story. From here, Catherine was working a normal 9 to 5. And she also, at one point, she did join an MLM. She joined the same one that I was in. She was a Beachbody coach. And this is the first real evidence that she cannot manifest, that she has never, well, I don't think anyone can manifest because manifestation is made up. But she hasn't manifested anything because she was a Beachbody coach and she was not successful.
Manifestation is made up. So you're telling me all the religious books that have came before us that told us, whether you're talking about the Kabbalion, whether you're talking about the Quran, whether you're talking about the Bible, Christians, Muslims, Buddhists, you mean to tell me all of these people that came before us, which all of these religions have taught manifestation, they didn't call it manifestation, but manifesting principles are all throughout the Bible, all throughout the Quran, in all religions. You mean to tell me it's not real, it's a scam, and that they all lied? You mean to tell me people like Nikola Tesla, Greg Braden, Albert Einstein, all these guys that are scientists, Joe Dispenza, who have brain scan experiments to prove that manifestation is real and it works, all of these guys are liars that are science. These people that have proven vibration and that nothing sits still, that our thoughts, our feelings, and our words create our reality. All of these guys are a scam. Science is a scam. Okay. Okay.
She's pretty cagey about it. She won't tell you exactly how far she got, but she spins it like, I was doing okay, but every time I would lead a team call, I would just want to teach about manifestation. So that's why I quit Beachbody and started Manifestation Babe. Okay, but why couldn't you manifest success in Beachbody? Because she also teaches that you should be open to receiving money from multiple different resources, and also that there is no limit on money. It's unlimited. And if someone has a lot, that doesn't mean that there is less for you, which I'm going to do a whole video about, because literally it's basic economics that isn't true. If money is abundant, it becomes worthless. Money only has value because it is scarce. So yes, when Jeff Bezos has billions of dollars, he is literally taking it out of the pockets of his workers. His workers are the ones who got him those billions of dollars. And I should warn you guys.
You know, part of the manifesting process is realizing and understanding as you elevate, something isn't for you. And what I assume happened with Catherine is when she was in that MLM program that she did, she realized this actually isn't for me. And also during that time when she was in that MLM, she probably didn't realize at the time, but I'm pretty sure she probably had a lot of subconscious blocks around money. She probably had a lot of subconscious blocks around her self-concept, which is why she did not manifest success in that MLM business that she was doing, because she realized, number one, this isn't what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. This is not my calling. And so she probably stopped. And number two, she probably went on to say, you know what? I understand I have a lot of subconscious blocks in my life that I need to work on. There's something missing. What's missing? I need to figure out, why is stuff so hard? Why is life not easy? How is it everybody else out here manifesting things and getting these things? There's something else on a different level that I need to do and accomplish. And as far as money is concerned, money is abundant. Money is everywhere. She's talking about that money is not abundant. Money is literally everywhere. There's an abundance of money, and it's up to each individual to figure out and to get into alignment with it and figure out, how can I tap into this to be able to get me some of this money? What's that saying? I don't know if you guys have heard that saying, but there's a saying that says if all the money in the world was divided up equally, everybody in the world would be at least a multimillionaire, if not more. So that lets you know that there's more than enough money for everybody to get. I agree with her point on Jeff Bezos and people making money for their bosses. But at the same time, you can't be mad at Jeff Bezos that Jeff Bezos came up with a plan that worked, that allowed people to make himself a ton of money, as well as make other people a ton of money through Amazon stock, etc., etc. I just think this young lady that's speaking, she is looking at things from a very, very big lack mindset.
You guys, if you didn't already know from my manifestation scam video, like, I am very anti-billionaire and very lefty. So,
well, that explains it right there. She just literally gave away the answer. She's very anti-billionaire and very lefty. This is why you have a problem understanding manifestation, because when you understand creation, when you understand that creation is finished, when you understand that there is an abundance of everything in the world and that there is no lack, you just have to focus on it and align with it and work towards it, you wouldn't have a problem with billionaires. Right there, the fact that you have a problem with billionaires lets me know anybody that has a problem with anybody that's a millionaire or a billionaire, and you think these people are greedy, these are all unconscious beliefs that could potentially hold you back from being able to reach that level of wealth, because you believe being a billionaire is bad. You believe being a multimillionaire is bad. This is no different than these Christians that wear not having money or being poor as a badge of honor. So many Christians think God doesn't want you to be wealthy. Wealth is evil. Money is evil. When you have these types of beliefs, it's going to be extremely hard for you to create wealth in your life and to have a free, financially free life and to enjoy it, because you have all of these limiting beliefs about rich people. You have all these limiting beliefs about money and all of the above.
Let that be known before I get too many more subscribers, so you know what to expect. But if money is truly unlimited and you don't want to cut off any resource, why not stay with Beachbody while you start Manifestation Babe? Is it possibly because you knew you couldn't make that much money with Beachbody? Supposedly you can manifest money from anywhere. And
again, she realized Beachbody wasn't her calling. That's probably why she stopped, because she realized this is actually not what I want to do. I'm not going to give this my all. And that is a part of ascension. When you realize, oh, you know what? I did want to start this business at first, but now I realized I actually don't want to keep this up and I want to actually do something different. That's probably why she stopped Beachbody, and that's why she didn't manifest anything with Beachbody.
also, maybe you saw the flaws in MLMs, but you're not going to speak out against MLMs because you know that feeds your business. A bunch of people like myself were taking Catherine's courses because they had hit the ceiling in their MLM. Because if you don't know, you can only get so far in an MLM if your downline doesn't recruit. So if you didn't get in early, the market starts to become saturated, you try to recruit people, but they need to be able to recruit people in order for you to make more money. There has to be someone at the bottom losing money. That's the whole name of the game. But Catherine's not going to.
So side note, disclaimer, I used to do an MLM too. When I was like 19 years old, I did Amway Global. For anybody that doesn't know what Amway Global is, they used to have healthcare products. They used to have fruit bars and nutrition bars and perfect water and stuff like that. And I used to go to functions, I used to go to seminars in different people's houses. And I did MLM, and I know exactly how MLM worked. You want to know why I stopped doing MLM? It's because I knew that that wasn't for me. It's not because I couldn't manifest it to work. It's because I didn't want to do it, because I knew instinctively I'm wasting my time. This is not for me. Because when I joined thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to get rich quick. I want to do this. I want to do that. And my heart was never in it to begin with. I only joined because a good friend of mine at the time told me that I should join and I should check it out. And what do I know at 19 years old? What do most 19-year-olds know doing this type of stuff? Do you really think they're going to put their all into it? No, of course not. So that's why I stopped. It wasn't because I didn't know how to manifest. I mean, I didn't even know about manifestation back then, really. But the reason I stopped is because I knew it wasn't for me. There's nothing wrong with that. And this is something that I've talked about in past videos before, is people manifest things that they don't realize they really don't want. So there's people out there that have manifested being successful in an MLM business or another business. They've manifested success in that business. But once that success comes, they realize this is a much bigger headache than I thought it was. I actually don't want this anymore. I just did a video recently about Vanessa Lau, who started a 7-figure business and she was crushing it. And she literally stopped and quit a year ago because it became too much for her. And she didn't want to do it anymore because she realized it got too big, the responsibilities, how she was feeling, her mental health, all of that stuff was going down the drain, all because she manifested a successful business and she didn't realize, oh wait, this actually isn't what I want. So people can manifest a successful business and realize, I really don't want this no more. I built something, I did become successful at it, but I really don't want this. So the fact that she stopped doing her MLM doesn't mean that she failed. It just means that she was smarter than a lot of other people, because she could have went on to build that Beachbody MLM business. But guess what? She probably would have ended up being miserable, because that's not ultimately what she really wanted to do with her life.
Speak out against MLMs. She's just going to be very neutral on it, because she's not going to cut off her own source of money, which is desperate people in MLMs, thinking there's something wrong with their mindset. And that's why they haven't achieved the success that they want in the MLM, which is, you know, it's all kinds of bananas. But that's the first thing. So the next thing is that she decides to start Manifestation Babe and teach courses on manifestation. At this point, she has manifested nothing. Now, I'm an opera singer and a musical theater performer, and I have taken voice lessons with many different voice teachers, and I've had a moderate amount of success as an opera singer. And when you get to a certain level, even my undergrad teacher, like every teacher that I've had has performed as well. So they not only understand the academic material, the vocal pedagogy, the anatomy of your voice, different styles of teaching, different theories of teaching, all the stuff you have to learn to teach voice. They also have experience and success performing. They know what it takes to have a career. They've done it, and they can come back to you and teach you how to deal with conductors, how to, perform in different styles, and, all the different things that you have to do as a performer because they've actually done it. Same with any sports coach. At a certain level, all of the sports coaches have played the sport. But Catherine has manifested nothing at this point. And she is teaching manifestation. Like, what the H?
I see what she's saying right here, and she kind of has a point, but at the same time, this is a nuanced conversation. I personally don't see anything wrong with spreading the word about manifestation and telling people, hey, look, you can do X, Y, and Z to potentially better your life. I personally don't see anything wrong with spreading awareness about the power that we all have within to be able to change our lives, even if your life isn't 100% changed yet. Even if you're in the middle of that process of trying to elevate from here to here, you can still spread awareness and tell people, hey, look, remember just last week I was on my grandmother's couch, but now all of a sudden, look at me now. I'm elevated a couple months later and I'm not there anymore. I'm actually here now. Even though I'm not up here where I want to be, I still took the step. So I personally don't see anything wrong with that. What I potentially can find something wrong with is if you want to tell somebody how to manifest $100 million and you yourself personally have never manifested $100 million. I could see issues with that type of stuff. If you want to tell people just overall roughly, listen, if you want to manifest more money, you have to work on getting into alignment. Even if you yourself are getting into alignment and you haven't really mastered getting into alignment with money, I still think that that's acceptable because you're not talking to someone as if you've done it already. Or if you're making videos saying, hey, look, this is what the experts are saying, go ahead, you might want to consider trying this. I don't think there's anything wrong with presenting it that way. But if you're talking and presenting yourself as if you have already manifested $100 million, I could see why that could rub people the wrong way. It probably still wouldn't necessarily rub me the wrong way. I might find some points with it to where I might have a problem with it, but I'm not going to sit there and dismiss somebody just because they're 100% taking that approach.
What? You can't teach something you've never done. I don't know. I don't know how I fell for it, because then what she does is, and she's very transparent that her first year, she only made $16,000 in her Manifestation Babe business, which honestly is like, that's not bad for a first year business owner in lots of industries. Like, that's pretty good. And then at the end of that first year, she takes the Business by Design course with James Wedmore, and she credits that with taking her business from $16,000 in the first year to $600,000 in the second year. But she also says she manifested it. And she also says at the very beginning of her course, this is the only course you need. There's not going to be any hidden.
So she did manifest it. If she took her business from 16,000 to 600,000 in 1 year, then she absolutely 100% manifested that. Why do you think she didn't manifest it? Because she took action. Taking action a lot of times is part of the manifestation process. And a lot of people have taken a lot more action and they have not been able to get their business to that kind of money in only a year's time frame. So that absolutely was a manifestation, because she could have ended up going to the wrong coach to help her grow her business. And she might not have went from 16,000 to 600,000, but she went to the right coach. She followed her intuition and she was able to boost her business from 16,000 to 600,000. So that 100% is a manifestation. Again, I really don't know what she's talking about and what kind of point she's trying to prove, because I think she's doing a terrible job at trying to disprove that she isn't a manifester and that she didn't do it the right way or whatever the case.
Step up to the next course. Like, oh, if you really want to manifest, let's, take this next course or private coaching or whatever. But at the end of the course, she says, oh, by the way, I'm partnering with James Wedmore, and if you want to do his course, you can get my freebies and blah, blah, blah. And this is the course that took me from 16,000 in year 1 to 600,000 in year 2. I'm like, okay, but there was no practical stuff in Manifestation Babe Academy. And in the James Wedmore thing, that's where all the practical stuff is. So wait, did you manifest it? Or did you learn marketing skills and how to create a course and how to market it and how to make it pretty and, all of these other things? Like,
That is a part of manifestation. When you learn new skills, learning new skills, when the right people come into your life, that is a manifestation. So yes, her learning new marketing skills or paying this guy to teach her and coach her, yes, that is a part of the manifestation unfolding. That is a part of the bridge of incidents that got her to be extremely successful. So yes, that taking action is a part of the manifestation process. I don't understand why so many people think manifestation is just me literally sitting back, not doing anything. Yes, it can happen that way, but for most of us manifesting things in law of attraction, the word action is in law of attraction. So that shows you that we all are taking action. We take action towards the things that we want to manifest, inspired action specifically.
You can't have it both ways, because I took the Manifestation Babe Academy, which has nothing practical in it, which I've been told is the only course I'll ever need to take. And my life got a whole lot worse. And I talk about that in my Scam of Manifestation video. But until I said, F this, I'm not doing this anymore, I'm just getting enough.
No disrespect, but your life got a whole lot worse because you have a lot of subconscious blocks that you have never worked through. The fact that you think billionaires are bad lets me know that you have a huge subconscious block around money because you think people that have a lot of money are evil. You think wealth is evil subconsciously. If you think billionaires are bad or you think billionaires are the problem with the world, then that right there is a limiting belief that is extremely hindering you in manifesting things and you don't even realize it.
I made more money not believing in manifestation, not falling for that stuff, than I ever did believing in it. So I took that course. It clearly did not work for me. My opinion is that it didn't work for Catherine either. The methods that she teaches do not work. She just really enjoys the subject matter, and she learned marketing skills and was able to capitalize on marketing herself on social media and, build.
It 100% did work for her because if she created a business and became a millionaire from creating a business, she manifested that. It worked. Her tactics worked. Whatever she did, it worked. I don't understand what you're talking about right now. What do you think because she wasn't a millionaire before the business started that it didn't work? You think because she learned marketing that makes her not a manifester because she actually paid or learned a course from somebody on marketing? You think because of that she took action that now she's not a manifester? This literally makes zero sense to me.
Building her business, she didn't manifest $600,000. She didn't manifest all those clients. She just had a business. She made her money selling manifestation, not through actually manifesting it, because she's never made a dime in any other way. So if all of your money comes from teaching something that you had never done and getting a bunch of people to believe that they can be rich if they follow what you tell them to do, that's a scam. And this applies to everything. If you see a life coach, a business coach, anyone, a wellness coach, a person in an MLM, a person selling MRR, which is master resale rights, that's the new grift. Anyone whose advertising is, oh my gosh, I made $30,000 this month and I can teach you how to do the same thing. That's all they're selling. They're trying to get people in on the promise of getting them rich.
Again, she makes some good points about some of these people that have businesses. There are a lot of gullible people out here that will watch these things and say, oh, I can make 100,000 a month or I can make 20 or 30,000 a month, and they will buy into the hype. But understand with that comes work. Work has to be put in behind a lot of that stuff for most people because most people don't have the beliefs of I don't need to work in order to make money. They're going to need to take action. Some people are getting taken advantage of from that perspective, but some people, they know that when they hear these people, they want to be excited. They want to get hyped. And so they watch these people, and it's those people's job to inspire them. And then if the person that buys the program, if they don't take action, then that's really on them. That has nothing to do with whoever created the course. And that's the thing that I realized with a lot of courses is when people buy courses, it doesn't matter who you are. The thing that I realized with when people get mentored by anybody, most people don't listen to the mentor's advice and they don't take the right action, period. I've noticed that because I've bought courses and I've seen other people buy courses, and I've noticed that people don't get the results they want to get because they don't listen, and they don't, I said it in the beginning of the video, they don't have a proper routine. They start, but then they don't finish. When the new year hits, they get inspired. Yeah, I'm gonna take all this action. I'm gonna do this, and then by February, they don't stick to it and they quit. This is human nature for most of us. And this is why people aren't successful. It's not because the coach is lying or the coach is giving you bad advice necessarily. It's the person.
So that's what Catherine did. She didn't manifest it. The next way that I know for sure that Catherine didn't manifest anything is that so many people have taken her courses to where she is a multimillionaire now. But where are all the multimillionaires that have taken her courses? There were always a few people who were success stories.
It's never a coach's job to drink the water for you. What it is a coach's job to lead you to the water. It's a coach's job to lead you to food. But once the coach leads you to the lake or the river or the ocean or whatever, he cannot or she cannot force you to drink that water. So this is why, and again, this goes back to what I just said and what I said previously in the beginning of the video. Most people are creatures of habits. The reason why people can take Manifestation Babe's course and not be successful and not become a multimillionaire is because most people start, but they don't finish. Most people will keep up with whatever the routine is for a month, 2 months, and then they get discouraged and they think, oh, I'm not seeing results. Why am I not seeing results? Or the same thing with a specific person. They'll say, oh, why am I'm doing this? I've been affirming for a month. How come my SP hasn't showed up? I've been doing this for a month. How come, or 2 months or 3 months? How come I still don't have my SP? Because most people don't know what it takes to endure to become successful. And most people don't understand the way that manifesting is being taught is what the scam is. Manifestation in itself is not the scam. It's the way manifestation is being taught that is the scam. When people tell you, oh, do it this way, you'll get them back in 30 days, or you'll get them back in 24 hours, manifest in 3 days. That's the scam part of manifestation, not manifestation in itself.
But it was always a very small percentage. And anyone in these kind of mindset-based companies, these mindset-based things, will very conveniently just be able to blame you because it's all internal. It's all your limiting beliefs. It could be something from a past life. It could be some way that your vibration is not at the level of money yet. And I'm using money as the example, but she does talk a lot about that she's manifested friendships and that she manifested her husband and that you can manifest like money, love, anything, success, whatever you want in life is the idea. And then if you don't manifest it, like it's just your fault. Like, sorry, you didn't do it right. But if I look at all of Catherine's stuff, I don't see any evidence of manifestation. So we've established she didn't go to medical school, so she didn't become a doctor. She didn't make a lot of money in Beachbody. The only thing she's made money.
She didn't become a doctor because that's not what she wanted to do. She knew that wasn't what she wanted to do. That wasn't her calling, so she quit. Same thing with the Beachbody stuff.
Off of is teaching people manifestation, which is a very appealing concept for a population whose wages have been stagnated for decades. And none of the people, not none, a very small percentage of the people who have taken her courses have had any type of success. And those people are all primarily people who teach manifestation as well. So it's people who have chosen to sell a very appealing product as well. And that market is rapidly getting very saturated. And I think it's the next big grift. So the next thing I want to say about Catherine's success that other people have touched on is that she is white, she's thin, she's conventionally attractive, and she's very good at social media. She's charismatic. She has a way of creating that parasocial relationship with people. So she makes you feel like she's your friend. I actually felt a little bit guilty when I was, writing out this script, but I really want people to not buy this course in the new year because it's not going to help you. It's just a waste of your money. When I took her course, she was celebrating, this is her first $1 million launch. So I don't know if it was over $1 million, but it was a $2,000 course. So that means at least 500 people signed up just in that one launch. And why aren't there 500 people with success stories or even just 250 people from that class of people who took Manifestation Babe.
Because like I said in my past videos, this manifestation stuff isn't going to work as fast, as quickly as a lot of us think it's going to work. That's why there's not success stories from Manifestation Babe. Because the scam, like I said, is telling people that this stuff is going to work extremely fast, when the reality is, for most people, it's not going to work fast. It's going to take most of us, majority of the people on earth, and when I say majority, I mean 90+% of the people on earth that study this stuff, it's going to take all of us time, most of us, to be able to build ourselves up, to be able to become a good conscious creator. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen after a week of affirming, or 2 weeks, or 30 days of affirming. It's not going to happen that quick. That's why there's no success stories. I'm not going to lie, this has been tough for me to get through, because this young lady right here, I mean, I commend her for making this video and trying to speak her truth, but clearly she does not understand manifestation and how it works, and the law of attraction, the law of assumption, and all of the above.
There had to be at least half of them that completed it and did the whole thing. But why aren't we having this explosion of people saying, this is what worked for me? Because of course on her website, she's going to have some success stories. She's going to have some pull quotes. But if you pay attention to those pull quotes, it's always, it's not often that it's concrete. Like, I went from this many dollars to this.
Manifestation is about finding what works for you. There are a bunch of techniques out there. Whatever technique you want to use, they all work, because every technique is simply about helping you get into alignment and the feeling of whatever your wish fulfilled is. That's all techniques do. Whether you do the water cup technique, whether you do the pillow technique, whether you affirm, whether you visualize, whether you script, all these techniques are used for the same reasons, and that is to simply help put you in the state or the mind frame of your wish fulfilled. So as a manifester, it doesn't matter if you take Manifestation Babe's course. It's probably not going to work for you after you get done doing her 6-week course or her 2-month course, or whatever the case may be. You don't know when it's going to work. That's the whole thing about manifesting. You don't know when the change is going to happen. You don't know when you're going to see results. You don't know what that bridge of incidence is until in hindsight you look back and you say, oh, that was my bridge of incidence. That's how I got what I wanted. You don't know any of that type of stuff. And so as a manifester, as a conscious creator, it's your job to find what coach resonates with me, what message resonates with me, what manifestation technique resonates with me, and then use that to help build your foundation.
This many dollars, or I moved out to Hollywood and I got cast. Why aren't there any Oscar winners? Why aren't there any Olympians? Why aren't there any, why am I not singing on stage at the Met or on stage on Broadway? Because it doesn't work. Because it's bull. So those privileges, the privileges that Catherine has of being thin and white and cute and charismatic, and then also the timing of when she started Manifestation Babe, which I believe was around 2014, 2015, that's kind of like prime Instagram, and being in your early 20s on Instagram in the mid 2010s, like that's when you go, and she kind of was the first one to take it from the secret generation, this kind of Gen X thing, Gen X boomer, whatever, to like young, hip, like she has very good marketing. This is why she's successful. And like, I'm not taking any of that away from her. She has a lot of things.
You are taking it away from her. Literally, you're taking it away from her. No matter how much you try to say, I'm not trying to take anything away from her. This isn't an attack. No, you failed miserably at trying to get that point across.
Things that she can brag about being successful with, manifestation is not one of them, because I do not see any evidence or proof that she's manifested anything.
The fact that she became a multimillionaire is proof that she did manifest. That is all the proof that you need. That is evidence. The fact that she had nothing and was able to sell courses and to become a multimillionaire is proof of manifesting working for her. So your whole argument just went out the window. I'm sorry.
When something happens in your life, you can say you manifested it. You can also say that God gave it to you. You can also say that, Zeus gave it to you, or, whatever. People have been doing this throughout history, manifestation is a religion. And I said that in my last video too. So I don't really have a ton more, but I want to wrap.
Manifestation has turned into a religion 100% because it's all about who's right, who's wrong. It's all about, oh, you follow Abraham Hicks. Abraham Hicks isn't right. Neville Goddard is right. Neville Goddard is the one that I worship. I only follow law of assumption advice. That point that she made is 100% right to me. Law of attraction, law of assumption, all of this stuff has 100% turned into a religion. And I do not agree with it because when you strip back all of the teachers and when you strip back the messages, like I said in the beginning of this video, all of these messages on law of attraction, law of assumption, whatever, they are literally in all religions. So what are we fighting over? We're fighting over saying the same thing, but saying it differently and putting it in a different book and worshiping a different God. Is that what we're fighting over?
Wrap this up. And again, I want to say I'm not attacking her as a person. It's the brand, it's the idea. There's a ton of people doing this. It's what she represents. I did happen to go to her website because I wanted to look at my course that I had bought a few years ago and refresh myself. And I noticed this. So right now she's advertising for the new year. And on the main page, it's a picture of her and the course she's currently offering. She has this pattern of doing like a free 4 or 5 day thing that is the launching pad into trying to get you to sign up for her $2,000 course, if it's still $2,000. So this is what it says on her website. Get to the bottom of why your goals and desires aren't manifesting so that you can heal manifestation burnout and get back to living the dream life you were always meant to live. Manifestation burnout. How can you get burned out on something that is supposed to be unconscious that you're always doing, whether or not you realize it? That's what they say.
Let me explain to you. You get burned out because you try. You are in the state of trying and you're trying way too hard. That's how you get burned out from manifestation. All of these people walking around here affirming 10,000 times a day, affirming 100,000 times a day for a month straight, and they have anxiety disorders and they got to go to the hospital. They're on antidepressants. That's how. They're trying too hard and they're consciously trying to will it into existence instead of naturally allowing their manifestation to happen. You see, people are a lot more stressed out when they find out about manifestation than they are, in my opinion, before they find out about manifestation. Is because once they find out, they start to try way too hard consciously to manifest things when we don't realize it's a natural. We've been doing it our whole lives. We just have to relax and get into the state and get into alignment.
And something that is supposed to be the alternative to, grind culture, hustle culture, rise and grind stuff. This is supposed to be the divine feminine as opposed to the divine masculine, that's a whole thing. If you guys want me to share more about the weird beliefs in the manifestation world, I can make a video on that too. But manifestation burnout,
No, we really don't want you to share any of that type of stuff. I'm sorry.
This is something that she is tapping into a need in her audience because people are doing her courses and not getting results. They're trying over and over again to manifest and it's not working because it's not real. And she's like, oh, I saw a problem. I created a product to solve the problem. People wanting to make money, people wanting to get rich. That's not working for anyone except me. I'm the only millionaire. So I'm going to create another solution to the problem that I caused, which is manifestation burnout. She caused manifestation burnout, and now she's selling the solution. So as we go into 2024...
How are you going to say she caused manifestation burnout? Oh my God, this is wild.
If you know a friend who's thinking about taking this course, please send them this video. Friend, do not take a course with Manifestation Babe. She has never manifested anything in her life. She's only profited off of a bunch of people believing that she's manifested things. And the only person who became a millionaire from Manifestation Babe is Manifestation Babe. It's not going to help you. You're just going to lose $2,000. You might as well book a trip somewhere. $2,000, you can take a nice vacation. Put it in a high yield savings account, put it in your Roth IRA, put it in your index fund. That's it for me. Don't believe in manifestation.
This video was wild. This video is so hard for me to get through because she said Manifestation Babe hasn't manifested anything when she literally just said that Manifestation Babe has become a multimillionaire, which in itself is a manifestation. I don't know, this chick, whoever this chick is in this video, she literally just shot all her own points down without even realizing. She basically committed suicide in this video, trying to talk about don't buy Manifestation Babe's course. But again, this is just proof of whoever this woman is, her limiting beliefs behind manifesting, because she said earlier in the video, she doesn't like billionaires and she's extremely left. So the fact is, she has a problem with capitalism. That is a big reason that she probably made this video, because she has a big problem with capitalism. She probably feels like a victim in some sense because she bought Manifestation Babe's course and she wasn't successful at the end of the course, which is ridiculous to me. Just because you bought somebody's course doesn't mean you're supposed to become successful by the end of their course, because you don't know when you're going to become successful. You could become successful 6 months from now after using the advice that they said, or you could become successful a year from now, 2 years from now, from watching their course or whatever. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. If y'all made it to the end of this video in the comments below, let me know your thoughts. I'm really curious to see how y'all feel about everything this young lady just said in her video. But it's clear to me she has a lot of limiting beliefs behind money and capitalism and people who profit off of helping people, giving them a positive message, like Tony Robbins, and she calls them grifters. I mean, all of this stuff to me is just negative limiting beliefs. And and if she ends up seeing this video, she'll probably end up saying something like, oh yeah, that guy Marvin is a part of the problem. He doesn't realize it. He's this, he's that, which I don't really care. But y'all let me know how y'all feel, man. It's been another episode of yours truly, Marv's Room. See y'all next time.